Hello, Boyan.
Hey, Arturo.
Hey.
Hey, Grant.
Hey, Boyan. How are you doing?
I'm
Good,
good.
good.
What about you?
Doing well. Just hopping from one meeting to the next this morning.
Sounds like a fun.
Today we don't have that much to discuss. So Katie is not in the call. I think that she is updating about the documentation of the REST API, especially all the work that we are doing related to the Open API version 2 that Andy was creating different issues for different teams. And my update related to the create learning paths and contents to contribute to the API, basically on the description of the epic, I outlined what are the next things that we have to do. We review the existing content, and now the next thing is I want to review training resources, other ideas by other different companies. So maybe we can get some ideas about, what are the learning paths or different things that they are doing. And Boyan is going to join me in order to help me with this exit criteria. So this week, the only advance here is the outline of the next steps. But for the next 2 weeks, I think that maybe taking a look to the different companies, what they are doing, I think is going to be good progress for us here.
I know I'm adding some notes here, but pausing in case there is any discussion on this point so far. Cool. I'll move to my points and I'll add some links. I don't have the links in there just yet, but I'll come back around and add links. I think I shared this last working group meeting, but our internal API survey is still out and open. I need to do some follow-ups myself and various channels, but could still use help just getting the word out and getting more feedback. I think we have roughly 30 or so responses now. But I feel like we could do a lot better than that. So yeah, I think if you know anyone who you could reach out to on different teams, just maybe asking them if they would mind sharing some feedback, that would be helpful. How does that sound to everyone here?
Yeah, sounds good. The only thing is to get more response, right? Maybe you can post this again on the engineering week in review in the document, because that document every week, the whole engineering department review that document. So I think that could be another idea, to post again, even that they know there is also a Slack channel that is engineering for your information. So you can post it there as well.
And one thing that could help is if someone else wanted to try sharing this, just a different angle, a different name behind it. Maybe people don't know me as well. So if yeah, I know Arturo has some star power. So if you wouldn't mind sharing, it might help coming from someone different. And like I want to keep pushing the message out too, but just looking for ways to kind of get exposure to it.
Yeah, I can post it there, no problem.
Awesome, thank you. My next bullet, I've put together a UXR issue. I know we've got an open issue in the working group under the working group label around API personas, but I'm trying to work on actioning that, taking it into UX research and try to start working against that in Q4. So that's something that's been on my my plate. And then the last item I had is just wanted to share out, and I think I haven't looked back to Slack to see if there's any discussion on this yet, but I met with the maintainer of GitLab last week. This came up a while back, probably 6 months ago. There's interest in GitLab taking more of a role in GitLab. I think it's been for us a matter of kind of timing and capacity, but I think it may be more of an opportunity now to start reconsidering this. So I think we have a couple of issues out there that are related to this topic, and there's a discussion in Slack. So it'd be interesting to kind of hear everyone's thoughts on that async and see where we might want to take that.
Sorry, I don't know what is Go GitLab.
So Go GitLab is an SDK written for developers that use Go that kind of wraps our APIs. So this.
Yeah, no, that I'm not sure if this is relevant to the API working group or more to the integrations group, you know?
Yeah, it's a good question. I don't know. It could be a bit of both. I think, yeah, I think of our APIs. I think the user experience, developer experience around using our APIs is relevant when we're talking about SDKs and other libraries for using our APIs. So I think there's some relevancy there, but it could also be something that may be more appropriate for us to look at from the integrations team standpoint. So I'd like to consider it on both threads and see what feedback we can get around this and how we want to action it.
I definitely remember that you saying that talking about this in the past, and I can see the relevance of this to talking about APIs. Sure, it's a good question of where that effort sits, but it doesn't seem irrelevant to me. At least, especially at this early investigation stage.
Right. Yeah. Good deal. So yeah, I think, yeah, if there's anything that anyone would like to share on this here, happy to open up some discussion. And of course we have Slack and a couple of issues that I've highlighted there, and I'll pull all the links into the doc here too as I get a moment. Yeah, happy to kind of start talking about this. I know when it first came up, it didn't feel like the right timing for this. Today, I don't know that it is the right timing immediately, but I think it's a good time to start talking about it.
Yeah, I think that having an issue is going to be helpful, especially because I just want to discuss not just the Go GitLab, but in general how to deal with these projects, because in the past we have I'm not sure if we fully take ownership of any project or not, but it has been other conversations, about other libraries and things to integrate with GitLab, and I don't remember exactly the discussions, but there are problems about the capacity that we have to take ownership about external libraries and more things, because at the moment we are not able to deal with our own backlog, so just imagine to be on top of other libraries and things is going to be very challenging for us,
Yeah, I agree. I think that's a good point that I think that we can't necessarily set a precedent that we can do this in every case. And we have to be thoughtful about this particular case as well. I think the best example of something like this in GitLab is the Terraform provider, which my understanding right now of the model, I'm going to talk to Victor next week and ask some more questions on this, but my understanding of the model is that we are maintainers of the Terraform provider, but it's the main effort involved is really in reviewing the requests and making decisions and guiding, kind of guiding the process there. So if there are big feature requests, we can still say we don't have capacity, but if there are opportunities to add some features, functions that support a new API that we've added, that there could be some benefit and a low level of effort to handle these types of things. And that's, I've also, I took some of the feedback in my discussion with this maintainer to understand what the effort has looked like on their end, and I put that into interview notes that you guys can access and review as well. So that should give you a little more context as to what we might be looking at. But ultimately, I think it needs a home wherever that is, or we need to look at how to support, get more support in terms of maintainership. However, whatever model might work for us. So I think anything's on the table, and yeah, I think we can just start to explore this a little bit further.
All right. Anything else from anyone?
Nothing from my side.
Okay. Yeah. So see you in 2 weeks, and I will talk with you, Bojan, at some point. Maybe we can do a sync to make sure
Sure.
that we make progress on that one. Okay.
Great.
Cool. Okay.
Thanks,
See you
everyone.
guys. Bye.
Have a good one. Bye.